Then my younger brother's 12 and 14. I have to tell them before you go outside, like, hey, watch your back. If you see the police, put your hands up, say your full name, say you're unarmed. We have to teach them a speech.
I'm here with Shakira Reedus. Shakira, thank you for making the time today.
Thank you for bringing me out.
It's been a few months now. We are into the heart of the revolution, the coronavirus, the Black American Revolution. How's it going?
Everything is going. It is going. I will say there's good days, there's bad days. I think maintaining a positive mindset about everything will make things better, to be honest. I mean, this couldn't happen if we both didn't have on our masks, so let's just say, like, I'm glad that we're able to do this. But things are going. Some days can be, like, really depressing because, like, me being black, I have to look over my shoulder all the time, like, oh, what if they come bother me just for walking down the street?
Has that happened? Has that happened much?
Yeah, it happens, like, all the time.
And what happened? Like, what's a typical encounter you might experience?
Me running into the police, they always think I have an attitude. Always. I couldn't hurt a fly. I'm pretty, like, respectful to you. My words are pretty clear. I don't have an attitude. I usually don't get mad that easily. That's why people like Elijah McClain, stuff like that happens to him. They're like, oh, you have an attitude. I'm like, I think you're just misunderstanding. Or, doing what they want to do.
Absolutely. And so in terms of these different approaches, in terms of, say, the police, there's a lot of people who are arguing, yes, systematic racism exists, but then equally there's people who are saying, no, it doesn't exist. There are more unarmed white men than unarmed black men who get killed. There's more black on black homicides than white on black homicides. So there's arguments both ways. And what do you say to those people who are presenting those sorts of arguments?
I feel like people are just, like, avoiding the truth, trying to redirect it to something else. Like, here's the bigger picture, but let's redirect it to something smaller so we can focus on the smaller things and get over the big picture. As usual, I mean, it happens all the time. It'll be like when Trayvon Martin happened, everybody's, like, ignoring the fact that Zimmerman's still out of jail, things like that. So I feel like it's just a distraction tactic, really. Everybody will have their own opinion, for sure, but right is right and wrong is wrong.
Now, a slightly more controversial question, Shakira, is this. Black Lives Matter is a phrase that everyone agrees with. The phrase itself, there's nothing to disagree with. However, the organization Black Lives Matter is effectively a Marxist organization, had anti-Semitism in its policy until it got removed from the website. It was in 2016. They were basically, singling out Jews or singling out Israel, like, above everyone else. Like, it was sort of straight out, like, just another anti-Semitic platform, and basically racism deep within it. However, the cause of Black Lives Matter is essential. Now, how do you deal with these sorts of things? And there's, say, people who say they're representing black people but aren't necessarily, and there's riots in the name of Black Lives Matter which don't represent. Like, there's a whole lot of confusion. Do you have any thoughts, any reaction to all of that?
Yeah, and you know what? I recently found out, correct me if I'm wrong, that Black Lives Matter is not even ran by black people.
No.
Yeah, so
it's Marxist. It's basically, yeah.
That's a foundation I can't trust, because you don't come from my background. You can't relate to me as much as you think you can just because, I got a black friend, I voted for Obama. Yeah, okay. I don't know. My thing about situations like that, I just try to use my voice and my platform as well as I can. I try to find the facts and then share my resources. So that's my thing about it. That's what I try to do best. Just stay as truthful as possible.
Terrific. Thank you. Do you come from a big family? How many siblings have you got?
Oh, yeah, big family. I have 8 siblings.
And how many brothers, sisters?
I have 3 brothers, 5 sisters, and I'm second in line.
Oh, okay, so of your 3 brothers, things I've been hearing from black friends, particularly black male friends, are the difficulties, the likelihood of being pulled over by the car, the tremendous amounts of incarceration, and the likelihood, the statistics being high. Certainly the overwhelming feeling is it's certainly weighted against black men. But is that fair? Is there a counter argument to that? Like, what have you experienced? What do you see how your brother's experiencing life at the moment?
Yeah, no, I mean, what do you know? It's not fair for us. For a long time, black people have been oppressed, black men and women, men have been torn apart from their families, and they're taught to just like not raise a family. They're taught to just work for themselves and focus on themselves and not build their families anymore. Women are forced to raise their families, and then they teach their young black men, it's a cycle. We continue this cycle, and the black men are getting beat up for it, for no reason. So yes, I see my brothers are young. I have an older brother.
So how old are your brothers?
Yeah, my oldest brother, I'm 24. My oldest brother is about 26, 27. Gets in trouble with the police all the time. Why? Black man, long dreads. Dreadheads get it the worst. I'm sorry. That's just the stereotype. And then my younger brother's 12 and 14. I have to tell them before you go outside, like, hey, watch your back. If you see the police, put your hands up, say your full name, say you're unarmed. We have to teach them a speech. Going out into the world, doing anything, walking down the street to the gas station. And we shouldn't have to deal with that.
Sure.
But that's just what's been going on since slavery. They catch a black man on the street, what they're going to do to him? Whip him or kill him or take him back to massa and show them who's boss. Now they catch a black person on the street, what do? Shoot him, or I'm scared, take him to jail. Incarceration. It's a cycle that we need to focus on breaking and build each other instead of continue to break each other.
Right.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Right. It is a lot. Now, what would you like to see happen in the next 3 to 6 months in America?
Oh, I really want for this pandemic to stop. I honestly, if Trump's gonna stay in office, in the next 3 to 6 months, he will. 90 days. So in the next 3 months, I'm hoping that he gets his stuff together and stop just throwing money in our face like, hey, here's some money, here's a stimulus, here's some SBA, revolt for me, take this money, please help the economy.
The Trump dollars.
Yeah, the Trump
But
dollars.
it was nice when they came through the mail.
They were nice, but how long is he going to keep this up?
Right.
Even if he gets reelected, okay, are you going to keep throwing the money in our face, or are we going to have another government shutdown like we did that one year? Are we about to go to war? You going to get your wall? Seriously, I really don't see Trump doing much. So I hope he doesn't get reelected. But if he does, I know it's not the end of the world, because we said the same thing when Bush got elected twice. We was like, oh, it's the end of the world. And, Bush wasn't that bad. Now we're dealing with Trump. I bet people miss Bush.
And in another 20 years' time, on it goes.
On it goes. I'm hoping that humanity gets smarter. That's what I hope. Because so far, we're trickling down.
Right, so we're gonna see what happens. Now, if you have one message for people outside of America, what would that message be?
Don't believe the media. Literally. And I get that a lot, because I have friends outside of America who will call me and say, hey, are you okay? I heard this happened. And I'm telling them no, this is what really happened. So yeah, don't believe the media. I hope that you do your research and you find out the truth, and don't be scared. Don't be scared to, help us out or ask questions.
Shakira Reedus, thank you very much.
No problem.